17-1.
Yep.
Oh dear. We have a microphone issue.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Maybe I can move this over. We can zoom in a little bit. It's still pointing, right? Okay, is this board ready to?
Everything's double checking.
I can hear you. Did you hear that? I could. I need hand signals. I could hear her plain as day.
Oh, these things are hot, and that isn't even cranked up. I mean,
okay. One. Did you write that down?
this is what I heard.
Yeah. 173900. Oh boy. Age. It's called age.
Yeah, one of my friends at work says it's hell to get old, but the alternative is not good.
That's right. Is that hanger? Did you use that? Oh, this.
No, go ahead.
I wonder if even just taking this thing, taking the weight off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll help. That's actually not too bad. Zoomed in pretty tight.
Yeah, I like it.
But that's where it'd be good to have 1 or 2, right? Because if I'm at like 2.2, I'd come back to 2 to get the digital.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
But all right, so yeah, I'm pretty sure we're live, Jim.
Okay. All right. Good afternoon. Good morning yet. Still morning. Welcome to the Northern Lights Challenge here at the Midwest Volleyball Warehouse in Burnsville, Minnesota. We are getting ready for Northern Lights Volleyball. Alongside Mike Spolidoro, I'm Jim Welbrock here on the Spolidoro Sports Network on a fantastic sports day in Minnesota. State High School Hockey Championships will be played tonight. The XL Energy Center. We got a beautiful day outside. Spring is in the air. And Lights 17 Red is on the court taking on Hammerhead 17 Ones. Mike, we had a rough first match against the Shock 17s team out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. They handled us pretty easily. I don't think we were totally awake yet. What do you think the keys are going to be to bounce back here in match number 2?
Well, I think just real back quickly to that first match, Jim. I think everyone was shocked at that team. You know, they were placed in as the D seed, and I know the players don't necessarily look at that, but it certainly is. You know, you think as a B seed, I'm going to play the D seed, and it should be a good warm-up match, but they shocked us, no pun intended, being from Winnipeg. We learned throughout the course of that match that they, last year as the 16s team, won the Canadian Division I championship, which would be the equivalent to the U.S. Open. So, strong team. They were good. But, you know, the key will be to forget about that. It was just a match. It's gone. It's over. and let's move on now and beat a team that we should beat.
Yeah, like any sport, but especially in this sport, I feel like you have to have a very short memory, both good and bad, for not only the point that just happened. You have to forget about that and move on to the next one, but the same with the matches. Okay, we didn't get that one. We're going to move on to the next thing and go from there. So we're getting ready here. The teams have greeted each other at the net. We have Audrey Spolidoro dribbling, ready to put the ball into play. Hammerhead's going to attack from the left side. Swung over.
Off the antenna, Jim. Caught the very top tip of the antenna.
Remember, the antenna is sacred ground. No ball can touch that. It is out. Audrey continues at the line here. Right-hander puts it in play. Covered on Hammerhead side. They pop this one over. Laney. Laura goes down that line. They're having trouble with it, but they might get this back. Nope.
Good scrap there defensively.
Double contact there, but very good scrap.
I think we did catch Laura on a premature celebration there. She was pumping her arm, but it was a good defensive scramble there by the Hammerhead team.
Yes, it was.
Now we get a scoreboard issue, Jim. Scoreboard showing 0-0. Clearly not the case. We're 3 points, 2 points in here.
2 points in already. All right, we'll get that resolved. Audrey puts this one just off the tape. Going to be a free ball opportunity here for Lights. Klembarski. Wellbrock. Covered on the Hammerhead side. They poke this one over. A little bit of trouble here. That's over, though.
Good recovery.
Good recovery there. Left attack into the net.
Boy, that's the action that we didn't see this morning, Jim. The scramble and the making do with what you can do. Getting a touch on the ball, just getting the ball up a foot or so gives your teammate a chance to sneak in there and pop it up higher.
Audrey continues up the line. This one just falls just short. Big smile from the up ref. Ball's going to go over to Hammerhead side for their first serve of the match. You waste no time sending it over. Klembarski. Audrey back set. That's a 9 ball. Laura pops that over. They have a little trouble with it on the other side. That brings Laura Wellbrock to the line here in rotation number 2. Right-hander sends it over. They have to scramble a bit on this. It's into the net. Tight pass there causes trouble on the Hammerhead side. Laura continues. This one down into the 5 spot. They're going to attack from the left side. Gets through the block there. Point Hammerheads.
Yeah, you notice number 37, Lauren Schmidt out there. Good to see her back, Jim. She's been battling that ankle injury since early in the season. This is her first competition back. That's the positive side. On a not so positive side, Kinsey Cronin in street clothes today.
Well, definitely missing her already. That serve goes long. Going to try to keep track of the service errors and aces today, so we'll see how that goes. Let's see, we had an error as well. It's 1-1 in that department. I imagine I won't do too well at keeping track of that, but we're going to keep some simple team stats here. Add a little bit of that in. Not going to try to keep individual stats, but some team numbers. Klembarski sends this over. They're going to attack from the left side. Block that one, sent back. That's a point for Northern Lights.
Yeah, back to Kinsey quickly. We understand that she tweaked her knee in practice. We don't think it's serious and more of just a rest to get them ready for Denver.
Klembarski sends this one into the 1 spot. Big block from Emma Fredheim there. Good early lead here for Lights in this second match of the day. And again, we are at the Northern Lights Challenge here, playing on home court at the Warehouse in Burnsville. It's a service error for Lights there.
0 for 2 on the attempted short serves. Both Audrey and KJ having challenges with that.
Hammerhead sends this over. Wellbrock the pass. It's a 5 ball swung on by Petrick. Handled over in the Hammerhead side. They're going to poke this one over. Petrick, back set. Van Hecky sends it back over. Opportunity here for Hammerheads. Punched over. Audrey sends this one over on 2. Finds an opening there in the middle of the court.
Good choice there to switch things up every once in a while. You know, teams get into the rhythm of sets, set to the pin, set to the pin, set to the middle. A dump occasionally is good to keep the defense on their toes.
Absolutely. Left-hander Brownlee sends this one over. Good pass. Covered on our side. Audrey back to Brownlee. That's the Y play. And they are there to cover it on the Hammerhead side. Nine to 4, Lights here, just getting going in set number 1. Brownlee pokes that one up. It's going to be sent over on the free ball. Opportunity for Hammerheads. They go right pin here. Brownlee overhead pass there, but a little bit back and unable to bring that one back in.
Seeing some of the sloppiness that we saw earlier this morning. Jim got off to a really good start here.
Klembarski here, good pass. Sent into the middle on Emma Fredheim, pokes that one through. Going to have a substitution here. We're going to have Ella Masso coming into the match, subbing out for Lexi, and she will go right to the service line. Right-hander favors the left side of the court here, puts it over into the 6th spot, covered, left pin, but it's a tight set there. Masso continues. Good serve. A little bit of trouble with that. Right side, sent over. Brownlee takes that one off her nose. Going to be sent back over. Set up on the other side. Quick middle. Finds an opening there. And that's a point for Hammerheads.
Yeah, we talk a lot about that middle attack, Jim. We saw it right there. The nice quick set to the middle. Blockers have a real tough time rallying to that. You know, you're thinking cheating outside a little bit because that's where the sets have gone typically. And then, so when that comes to the middle, you're just a little off.
Brownlee have to scramble on this one. A little chaos sent over. Free ball opportunity here coming for Hammerheads. They set it left side on the attack. Covered on the light side. Brownlee the pass set. Wellbrock swings it over. Touched off the block. Here comes Hammerheads again back to that middle. This one's tipped over. A little bit of chaos on the other side here. Right side. Good swing, but covered. Audrey, middle. Emma Fredheim again. That one's working. That's a good spot.
It is a good spot. As we talk about, work that middle, and that'll open up the outside ultimately. Emma with a really nice play there. She does a really good job at doing what she can with sets. She's good at adjusting and making good plays on the ball.
Yep. We've talked about how this team does play well out of system and balls that are not necessarily exactly where you expect them. She does adjust well to that and creates a lot of scoring opportunities for herself. Yeah. 13-6 here in set number 1. Fredheim sends it over.
Fredheim makes good on the short serve. That was nice.
Wellbrock, a little bit of trouble, but they're going to bring this back. Popped over. Emma. That's Lauren Schmidt.
There she is. Good to see her back. She's working the middle today with Kinsey out. She's a good flexible player. She can play middle. She can play outside.
Emma continues at the service. Here comes Hammerheads with their attack. Off the tape, finds an opening.
That's unfortunate. Unfortunate bounce off the net cord. (14-7) Lights in control here in set number 1. Hammerheads puts this in play. Klembarski, pass set by Brownlee. Wellbrock sends this up over. Well, let's see what. I think they ruled it was a block.
Yeah.
Not sure if it actually got over or not. Regardless, the ball ended up on our side of the net.
Point for the Sharks. They send this over. Tough pass there, not going to be able to get to that one.
Yeah, so some hesitation there out of Audrey. With the courts the way they are, if the player enters the other court, it's automatically out, regardless if they make a play on the ball. So I think Audrey is trying to get her feet right to the edge to see if she could stick her arms out.
Brownlee here. What are we going to get here for? Is that a back row attack?
Yeah, it's a back row attack. Audrey's coming out of the back row.
Oh, we're going to get saved here by, is there a ball on the court?
Yeah, no, Audrey's actually in the front row right now, so she blew the whistle. We're going to go for a replay here.
Wrong call. That would be, if she were coming out of the back row, then there'd be little choice there, but she would get called for a back row attack by playing the ball up over the net.
That's correct.
One of the finer rules of the sport here that I'm trying to get down. Oh, tough serve there. Leads to an ace, and I think that's the first ace of the match for the Hammerheads.
That's number 5, Madison Marin. She's got a heck of a serve going back there, Jim.
Yes, she does. Here comes another one. This one a little bit aggressive there and into the tape, and that is a service error, and I have those at 2-2. I'm not sure I've caught them all, but we'll try to work some of these stats in as we go.
Heck of a serve until she finds the net.
Yep. Back to service rotation 1 here with Audrey putting the ball into play. Hammerheads is going to poke this over from the middle. Pass set. A little bit of chaos there on our side. Ball goes in the net. 15-11. A little bit of a comeback here for Hammerheads. We talk about that 4, 5, 6 point margin as being kind of keeping a team down. If it gets less than 4, then you get a little bit worried.
Yep, like the number 4.
Pass set is going to go to Van Hecke, or to Welbrock, I'm sorry. He pops that over. Hammerheads swings it back. Klimbarski, big pass from Masso. Again, sent over by Van Hecke. Back, right side attack. Big cross court, covered by Audrey. Van Hecke free balls this over. Back to the middle again. They like that middle spot too, and that one goes off the block for a score.
They do a nice play by Hammerhead. They're keeping the ball in the play. We did not really get much of an offense going that series. Lots of free balls over, which makes it easier for the other club.
Hammerheads continues here. A little bit of trouble covering this pass. We're going to free ball this over. Good spot, but it's covered. Hammerheads also going to have to, they're not going to get that one over. A lot of disorganization on both sides here in the last few points. Welbrock puts it in play. Left side attack. That one goes in the net. Keeps Welbrock at the line here. Sends this one back to the 6th spot. It's going to be covered. Attack from the right side. That one goes off.
I think we had a little screenplay going there on that one, Jim. I think the block kind of cut Laura's vision a little bit. She seemed a little bit surprised at that ball coming over. Pretty common, right? You're down and ready for the hit. You got 2 big girls up there blocking the shot. Sometimes you can't really see what the hitter's doing with that.
Yep, all happens very quickly. Klimbarski, the pass here. Push back over. Overpass is taken advantage of on the Hammerhead side, and that's a point for the Sharks.
You know, they've cut us inside of that 4-point margin, Jim. We'll see if that's a mental boost, confidence boost for the Hammerhead team.
Welbrock here. That's a 9 ball taken over by Van Hecke. Covered on the Hammerhead side. They roll shot this over. Reset our offense here. Go quick middle. Slapped over by Lauren Schmidt. Sent back over. Petrick the pass. He's going to take the attack here. And they have trouble with that.
Use that net core to our advantage this time.
Yep.
Yeah, it's nice to see Lauren back out there. I expect the timing to get better as she spends more time on the court between her and the setters.
Right side attack here is off the block. Covered. Emma pushed back over by Audrey. And reset on the Hammerhead side. They go left. Touched off the block. Covered. Van Hecke. Petrick. They're having a little trouble with this, and that's going to be a point for 17 red. 19-14. Just off the top of the tape there for Klimbarski.
We're getting closer. We're getting closer. I think Emma nailed one of those short serves, but clearly a point of emphasis for the coaching staff trying to get ready for Denver.
Yes, it is.
Lots of work on the short serves.
Welbrock, the overhead dig here. Petrick sends this over. Hammerheads. Oh, right down the line. Good spot there, Mike.
Was a good spot. Audrey was there, stuck the arms out, just not quite quick enough to get up on top of that ball. Tough to get a platform with the ball coming that quickly. You're just really trying to make contact to get the ball up in the air.
Van Hecke here, right side, goes off the block.
It's a nice play.
Yep.
Keeping that 4-point margin, I think it's important, especially you win the race to 20 as well, Jim. There's a couple visual things for players to think about. You know, they generally try to play point at a time, but I'm confident that those sorts of things do matter.
Oh, yes. The southpaw Brownlee at the line. Get our offense set up here. Petrick finds a good spot there, cross-court hit. Nice swing there.
Looks like a timeout from the Hammerhead team.
All right, gives us a chance to talk about some of our sponsors. First and foremost, the Easy Reels company that provides the application that we use here to bring you all this live action. It interfaces with YouTube Live and gives us some advantages that way. Also allows for the coach's cut, which is a condensed version of the match that you can watch. Takes out some of the timeouts like we're in right now, some of the other downtime that goes on in the match, and also allows you to overlay the score on your actual live stream. So really provides a great platform, Mike, and I know you've had some discussions with the powers that be over at Easy Reels, and we're just really grateful for their support here.
Very grateful. Good people, good service. We've got lots of ideas on things that we can do for the app. Jim, my favorite feature of the app is the highlight button. The highlight button is a button that you push any time throughout the match, and after the match is over, you can extract those clips.
All right, we got Brownlee there with the serve that goes a little bit long off the end line. I have us for 4 service errors. I think I'm missing 1 or so in there, but we're going to just kind of play around with that. 4-2 on the service errors so far. And another one over on the Hammerhead side. Seems to be a little bit of a pattern. One team will get a service error. They often exchange them. I'm not sure why that is, but it does seem to happen.
And it's almost the cardinal sin of serving. Yep. You get a free gift from the other team.
You give it
and
right
then
back.
You turn around and give it right back.
Masso punches this one over. Good serve. Middle, but it's swatted over by Hammerheads. Wellbrock, cross court. That goes a little long. Just long off that end line.
Score correction here on the app. It is 22-18 is the correct score.
Of course, we have a little bit of a different vantage point today. We are upstairs in the mezzanine here at Midwest Volleyball Warehouse. Good spot to watch match from. Gives you a little different view for the day than the floor view that you get at all our convention centers. So good serve there, and
that was a good serve. That ball just continued to tail. You know, the visual of the ball was very still, but the action of the ball tailed. And I think Jordan was reading the ball coming at her straight, and it just tailed off to the right.
If you've ever sat on the end line at any of these events, you know how that ball can come over and move and be very difficult. Oh, good diving dig there. Wellbrock sends it over. Hammerhead sets up their offense. They're going to just have to free ball this. An opportunity here for Lights.
Oh,
send
on
it back
2.
to Brownlee. Yeah, on 2. It scores. That would be called an unconventional attack, folks.
I think Audrey actually made that call as the ball was coming in. You know, typically if the setter plays the ball, the libero gets that second ball and sets it to the hitter. I think Audrey saw that Jordan was ready to attack and called for that.
Hammerhead runs the slide here, but it's covered. Wellbrock tips this right in between the antenna and the block. We're going to get another chance here. Brownlee the left-hander, but that one is wide.
Well, Jim, we'll have to coin this phrase, but we're in the simple recipe of a side-out serve-out to take this first set.
I love that recipe. Let's see if we can execute it. Masso a little bit of trouble on the pass here. Wellbrock brings it back to the court. Ella sends that over. Hammerheads, quick set to the right. Oh, that was a good play.
That was a good play. The Hammerheads have really turned the tables on us the second half of this set, Jim. Early, we were in our offense, running our offense. It's been relatively difficult for us to get the play we want down the stretch here.
Brownlee. Back set here, 9 ball sent over by Lauren Schmidt. Quick in the middle again, but they poke this one over. Brownlee flies in with the dig there, gets it. Wellbrook sends this over. Hammerheads getting set back up here. They have back row attack, covered by Brownlee. Short set, they on two, but they're there this time. Libero sends this over, good spot on the line, but covered. Brownlee back to her for a big swing.
There's the side out we were looking for. Run that red play, as they like to call it. That's a back row attack zone over on the serving side of the court.
It puts Spolidoro on the hook here. Sends it over, and that is.
And that's an Alligator ace. Remember, Stein Alligator and Crocodile Removal Services is offering 10% off for every Northern Lights ace today.
As I look around here, I have not seen Dan Stein today. His team is in action over here.
I saw him earlier, Jim.
Okay.
I did. He made an appearance.
Well, maybe we can get a hold of him. We have of course, always enjoy getting visits. And he's here right now.
There he
we can
is.
get some comments as we're in between sets here. So we're joined now by the President, CEO, and Chief Exterminator of Stein Alligator Crocodile Removal Services. How are things going, Dan?
We're having a good day so far. Won the first match, and then dropped a tough one to 17 Reds. But we fought hard the second set, and actually had a 22-20 lead, and kind of let her drop. But at least showed some fight, and looks like 17 black. 17 red here is looking good. Won their first set, so that's exciting. Finished her off, and I just enjoyed one of Northern Lights' world famous walking tacos, so life is good.
Those are the best walking tacos. If you have not enjoyed one, you ought to stop here at the warehouse and order one up. I would highly recommend that. We're coming into the spring season. Certainly you can expect the vermin to be coming back out of the ground. Snakes, woodchucks, skunks will certainly make an appearance soon. Are you guys ready for the spring? How are things with the business?
You know, we're staffing up. We are ready for spring. We do have, you mentioned woodchucks, and they have been chucking wood already this year, so we did bring a couple of specialists on board that can add to our team that we haven't had in the past, so we're excited to offer that line of business.
Boy.
Yeah, we've been giving away plenty of promotions, Dan, so I would fully expect your phone lines to be full once that starts to happen. In fact,
the operators are standing by.
Oh, very good, very good. We ended that set with an ace, so we had a 10% off for your services.
We will honor every coupon through the Northern Lights team. Hey, guys, thanks for doing what you're doing. This is a lot of fun.
Yep, thank you for joining us. Appreciate your sponsorship, and we'll certainly be talking to you again soon, so thank you very much. All right, that was Dan Stein of Stein Alligator Crocodile and Varmint Removal Services of Prior Lake, Minnesota.
I do see also, Jim, we have the competition in the house.
Yes, we have Mr. Andy Gugasberg here, who calls many matches for Lights, as well as matches for the State High School League. He called the state championship this year, the Egan-Wayzata match. An exciting, absolutely thrilling match there. So he's in the house. What else can we tell you here? Of course, it's a big day in high school sports for Minnesota. It's the State High School Hockey Championships. It's Championship Saturday. A couple of fantastic games on tap for you there. Matamidi, I believe, a first appearance in the final against Hermantown, who's been there many times. That should be a fantastic match. And then the nightcap tonight, Eden Prairie and Hill Murray. That Hill Murray St. Thomas Academy game last night, what a thriller, overtime. That's just one of those games where eventually a puck is going to get through, and it did, and boy, that was a thriller. Got
through 2 5-holes to end that game, and Jim, that was not only an overtime game, but that was within the last 25 seconds of that overtime period. I mean, that was a grueling match, some tired kids. You know, the thing you love about high school sports is it's pure emotion. Those kids are out there because they have passion for the sport and they care about what they're doing. You know, they're not getting paid to be there. They're not getting advertising revenue. So, it's just pure emotion. At the end of those victories, you see kids jumping into the glass. You see kids laying on the ice in pain. It's just fun to watch.
It was good, and the kid that scored the final goal there did exactly that. He skated 100 miles an hour to the other end to jump into his student section and smash into the glass there, so they were having a good time. We're back to volleyball here. We're just getting set number 2 underway. Remember, Lights won set number 1. I already forget the score, but I want to say about 25-21, something on that order. Hammerhead's coming back a little bit there. We'll see how the second set unfolds here.
I'd really like to see the Lights team just put their dominance into this set and just really finish strong. The next match will be very difficult for the Lights team as they're going up against 18 Black. It's just, I would really like to just see them put their foot down right here and end this one. Yeah,
let's get a good win here and have some positive vibes going into that final match. That ball took off on us here and had to be retrieved from about 2 courts over. So we're getting reset here.
Obviously, winning is the first most important point, Jim. You don't want to look past that, but winning with authority would be just a wonderful finish to this match.
Absolutely. Out of system here for Hammerheads. Free ball opportunity coming. Klembarski. Quick set in the middle. Emma Fredheim, and that one finds the net. Timing, of course, has to be just right for those fast middle sets, and sometimes it's just not there.
Yeah, that's right, Jim. Especially they ran the A set on that one, which is the middle away from the setter a little bit. The further away from the setter, the more timing you need, and just wasn't quite there on that one.
Good swing from Van Hecke here, goes off and is unable to be chased down by Hammerheads.
Hammerheads is a very strong libero.
Yes.
She's quick, she's strong, she's got a good serve, seen some back row attacks.
Just going to bring Laney to the line. Pops it over. Libero handles this. Pass set, swung over by the middle. And that's off the block.
Good block up there, just didn't quite reach far enough. Ball tailed out.
3-2 here, early going. Petrick. Audrey, the back set. Slide there. Covered over on the Hammerhead side. They're going to swing this over. Petrick, big spinning, sent over from left side. Tipped over by Hammerheads. A little back and forth action here. There's a good attack, goes off the top of the passer's hands, and that's another point for Northern Lights. 17 red.
Yeah, good point for the Lights team there. That wasn't conventional all the time. They had to scrap at the net and play some defense, but did a good job keeping the play in system. Got attacks in the ball, not free balls.
Lexi Petrick with the serve. It's good. They aren't going to get that one, and that is...
And that's an Alligator ace. Remember, Stein Alligator and Crocodile Removal Services is offering 10% off for every Northern Lights ace today.
And that's another one.
And that's an Alligator ace. Remember, Stein Alligator and Crocodile Removal Services is offering 10% off for every Northern Lights ace today.
Boy, Lexi Petrick causing all kinds of chaos here in a whiff. You don't see that too often.
Yeah, timeout called. That was just happening too fast. We could hardly keep track up here in the booth.
It's a little bit like running without a huddle. Quick offense, call plays ahead of the time, and you catch your opponent off guard in some of those situations.
That's right. We get the freight train going. She tends to do this frequently. She gets on 5, 6, 7 point runs.
Yes.
Her serve is well placed. It's got good pace. And then she's pretty good defensively back there to keep the ball in play. So
definitely.
She's consistently this year been one of our good serve runners.
Hammerheads comes out of the timeout here. First, Lights back on, and some smiles and jumping around here at midcourt. They
kind of wish Dan wouldn't have mentioned that walking taco, Jim. I get a little rumble in the tummy going.
Yeah, that's all it takes is the hint of some good Tex-Mex, and you're good to go. Good attack here from the left side. Scores a point for the Sharks.
When I hadn't noticed until he was preparing to leave that he set his walking taco down within a half inch of my right hand.
Oh, well,
so I probably got some.
You got some residual
sense.
there.
That's right.
Yeah, it's going to be getting you for a while. Klimbarski here, they almost run together, covered, but nope, that one falls down.
I mean to say, Jim, if there happened to be somebody listening or watching with friends in the area and a couple walking tacos showed up, it wouldn't reject them.
I don't think we would look the gift horse in the mouth in that regard. Fredheim, oh man, that was a good pop swing. Little extra zip on that one.
That was very good timing. Call that a C when the middle hitter is directly behind the setter. Timing was good on that one, and Emma made a nice cross-court play.
It's going to bring her to the line. Right-hander takes a couple of dribbles and gets ready to put it in play. Oh, and just into the net there.
All right, so if Emma just served that ball, I was clearly incorrect in the previous scoring run. Not sure who was.
Oh, it was Lexi.
That was Lexi. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I think she has a little higher pace to her serves, and it did throw them off. They weren't ready for a couple of those. Hammerheads puts this in play. They heads back to the 5 spot. Pass set. Wellbrook swings into the block, and they can't recover it on the Hammerhead side.
I'm going to have a word with Emma after this match, I think. Talking her up with all her big service runs, and then she puts one in the net. That's making me look kind of bad, Jim.
It takes the wind out of your sails, that's for sure.
It does.
Spolidoro at the line here, serve short, covered. Back set, that is wide left by Hammerheads.
Yeah, Audrey's really been working on that short serve today. I think that might be a point of emphasis of the coaching staff, is to use this as kind of a real-time practice session.
Sure.
To work on things that they want to do in Denver.
Of course, the big Denver tournament coming up next weekend. So Audrey puts this one in play, sends that one further back towards the line. A little adjustment there, rolls on the tape. And that's out.
Got all sorts of scoreboard challenges. I think it's actually correctly 11. They're showing 12 on the board, but I have 11.
All right. Let's see if that gets sorted out here.
Went from 9 to 11 on that last two points ago.
It's the new math. It's like your clocks tonight. Going to go from 9 to 11 if you go to bed early. Well, I guess it goes from 9 to 10. Whatever. Remember, it is daylight savings time switch tonight, so whenever you go to bed, you might want to set your manual clocks ahead. I think most devices take care of themselves these days. There isn't this mad rush of running around and resetting clocks and all that panic. Most of that stuff takes care of itself. Hammerhead's libero puts the ball into play here. Get a big set to the, that was a nice swing by Van Hecke there from the left side. Great attack.
Certainly looks like they're going to give us that extra point, Jim, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it up on the board here. We'll call that a 2-point smash.
I like it. 13-6. Wellbrook at the line, the right-hander, puts it over into the 5 spot. Back set by Hammerheads. Good swing, but picked up by Wellbrook. Popped over by Petrick. Any touch? Nope. That's out.
The only touch was the lines judge on the other court, keeping it off of their court. As we talked about, balls tend to find their ways onto other courts. If it's endangering the player, the referee will stop the match and call for a replay.
Oh, and we had 2 players run together there. A tough pass. That one squirts off to our left here and heads over to the scorer's bench. I think that ball hit Sylvia Koenig, another Northfield player. She's laughing over there. And that ball was long, and I'm certain that I have totally lost track of my service errors, but we'll just keep doing it anyway and maybe eventually get better at it. Klimbarski puts this in play. A little bit of trouble on that pass. They're going to have to, they recover nicely there with the pass set and find a spot in the middle.
Definitely, I think, caught Emma off guard there. I'm not sure. She got the hands up, but I'm not sure she got too far off the court. That was an interesting play that Hammerhead made there, and unconventional and effective.
For sure. Good serve there, but it's covered by Wellbrook. We're going to get a good set to the middle here, and that one's just a little bit long.
Seems as though we can get up 5-6 early. And again, here we are back at the 4. Now, the 4 is a nice cushion, don't get me wrong, but I'd like to see them earning more points.
Right.
Seems that our errors are resulting in points for Hammerhead right now, and that's a problem.
Wellbrock covers this serve. Petrick, the attack from the left side, goes off the block. They recover, send it over. Another free ball opportunity here. Back set. Van Hecke uses the block there.
Nice play by Laney. Got up there, saw the block. Quite convinced. She adjusted her attack to go off the outside of the block.
That brings her to the line. The right-hander puts it over. Left side attack covered by Laney. Klimbarski back pass set, and that finds the floor.
Getting Lexi warmed up it would be a good thing for this team.
Definitely.
She can be an extremely effective hitter. She's got good leap, good arm speed.
Yep, she really, when things are in system, she really comes flying into the play, and that is highly effective. Hammerheads back set here, big swing, but it's wide left.
Now, Jim, back up to 7. This is good.
Good spot to be in.
What did we call here? Something was called. Maybe somebody was in the net. Still seems to be just some discussion even as the play continues. But
Good quick swing there from Emma. She is able to and has a lot of
That's
different...
a crocodile crush.
Yeah, thank you.
Remember, Stein Alligator and Crocodile Removal Services is offering 2-for-1 special on every Crocodile Crush for Northern Lights today.
Well, thank you, Dan Stein, for your unwavering support here. 17 red, and that one by Massel just goes a little bit long. They have that as our first service error, but I'm sure that's not quite right. I think I've missed a couple, but doing pretty good in that department today. Hammerhead sends this over. Tough spot, but Massel covers it well. Going to get an attack out of the back row here for Van Hecke.
nice swing out of the back row by Laney.
Lauren Schmidt comes back in the match, and Klimbarski briefly takes the bench here. We run without the libero for this attack from the left side. That's down. Hammerheads hanging around here in set number 2.
Yes, they are. See some laughter out of the Lights team over there. I'm not sure what transpired to cause that, but it's good to see the light-hearted faces. It's not good to laugh at errors, but
no, but you should
you need to be loose.
Be having fun and staying loose. That's sent over on 2. Covered on Hammerheads, but they're going to end up free balling this over. There's an opportunity for Lights. Left side, Wellbrock. They're not going to get to that one.
Nice dig. I love that play, Jim. That was not quite a shoot set, but it was certainly a quicker offense, and Laura was ready. You could see her actually starting her approach before Audrey had made contact with the ball, and the timing was there, and it's very difficult for the block to get in place for quick plays like that.
Pass set by Hammerheads. Attack from the left side. Rolled over. Covered by Klimbarski.
Scramble.
Fantastic scramble there by Lights. Quick back. Covered. Audrey back to the middle. It's going to be Lauren Schmidt to send that over. There's a lot of punching back and forth here. Left side. They try it again. Wellbrock. Oh, right on the line there. That is painting the corner.
Boy, Jim, I think I'm standing exactly on that white line, and that was definitely painting the line. That was a great shot.
Spolidoro back to serve. Overhead dig. Big back set there. Punched over from the right side. Laura's going to pop this one over, and Hammerheads will reset their offense here. Again to the right side. Kind of a roll shot back to the middle. Covered. Wellbrock into the block, but covered nicely by Klimbarski. Wellbrock this time finds a good spot, but a great dig there by the Hammerhead. Libero sends it back over, and we'll set it up again. Back set. Van Hecke takes a big swing at it, and that's through.
You know, I like to see, Jim, we had a 7-point advantage. Hammerheads had gotten it down to 5, approaching that 4-point cushion that we like, and now the Lights team took advantage of that and went back up to 8. That's a good way to respond to a mini run, is to get that run right back.
Just push it right back up.
Oh,
that's
spot.
And that's an alligator ace. Remember, Stein Alligator and Crocodile Removal Services is offering 10% off for every Northern Lights ace today.
Thank you once again to Dan Stein, one of our key sponsors here. We talked about the Easy Reels Company. We've talked to Dan Stein. We have not seen Christine Forrester, the owner of the unpronounceable logistics company from Egan. Maybe they will join us later. I did see her daughter out on the court in that 17 black team earlier. So I think Dale is here, but I haven't seen Christine. So these are some of the things possible.
And I just feel like the Northern Lights Club does a fine job training its athletes and providing structure.
Absolutely. Audrey continues at the line here. Hammerheads is going to set this into the middle, and it comes off the block and finds the floor for a sharp point.
Okay, here's what we talked about, Jim. I'd really like to see us close this right here, right now. Let's not get a run out of the Hammerheads. Let's, they got a great server back at the line. Stop the serve and just continue on with the match.
That is a good serve. That's a curveball to the left, but it's covered by Klimbarski. Welbrock's going to swing this one over, just long off the end line. Yeah, this is a fantastic facility. We've been to a lot of other places, of course, over the last few years here, and really do appreciate what a great facility we have here at the warehouse. Klimbarski, we're going to free ball this over. Opportunity for Hammerheads here to set up their offense.
Off the block.
It keeps their libero at the line here. She's going to punch it over. Nice pass by Klimbarski. Drops a dime there and sent over by Van Hecke from the left side. Hammerheads covers. Resets their offense. Elamasso right there to get it. Back to the middle fast, but they're covered. Going to swing this over. Free ball opportunity coming here for Lights. Audrey back. Welbrock kind of dinks that over. They manage to cover it. Back to the left side. Back and forth here. Long rally. Maybe one of the longest of the day here. And that goes long for Van Hecke.
Good distribution of sets. Good use of the offense. Just couldn't find the court.
Right. It keeps their libero, their good server at the line. She sends another tough one over here, but Masso gets this. It's sent over. And some timing issues there for Hammerheads.
There's a break we needed there, Jim.
Yep.
That libero was on a serving run. He was really served.
Lights here. Petrick takes a big swing at it, but it's into the block, covered, brought back over. Hammerhead's going to set up their offense. The pass set, right side, roll shot it over. Van Hecke from the right side, and that's off the block. And
that's off the top of the head there, I think.
Yeah.
Number 16 there, looks like she's tending to her eye a little bit. Mackenzie Dose.
Hammerheads here, back set, swung over from the right side, and that's another point, and they're creeping back into this. 24-18, 19-18.
I have 24-18, Jim.
All right.
Yeah, Mackenzie Dose, maybe?
Yeah, I wondered how to pronounce that. Hammerheads puts it in play. Big smash there from Lauren Schmidt is going to take care of set number 2 and match number 2. Teams greeting each other. I saw this week that USA Volleyball recommended that they do away with the hand slapping as part of the COVID-19 preventative measures, but I don't see that has translated here to the warehouse today. This was on the Denver Crossroads site. There's been lots of letters. I've been following that site. They're updating it daily, all of their plans, and I'm guessing that things are a go because I believe week 1 started this morning out at the Colorado Convention Center in Denver, Colorado, the Mile High City. We will be headed there later this week, driving out on Thursday. We hope to potentially, Mike, have a pregame show, kind of a game day event. Maybe we can get some coaches, a couple of players. Looks like right now, anyway, the early forecasts I've looked at, some really nice weather out on the Front Range out there. So we are really looking forward to this. A fantastic tournament, well run, many teams out there over the next week and a couple of days here. So, Mike, I can't wait to get to Denver.
Yes, I'm excited to go to Denver as well, Jim. You know, the team will be packing up this week, heading out on Thursday. They'll arrive late afternoon, and first competition Friday afternoon, so they get a little chance to get settled into Denver. You know, altitude can be an issue. Very important to stay hydrated. Treat your body well always, but especially at altitude if you're not used to it. So it'll be good for them to kind of get on the ground and have a half a day to see the mountains and enjoy the crisp air and get ready to play some volleyball Friday afternoon.
Yeah, that's going to be good. I agree with you. We got some visitors here to our broadcast station. And just to kind of reiterate that, we're upstairs here in the mezzanine at the warehouse, so we got a little different vantage point for you today. And there's a little more room here to kind of spread out and have our setup and have visitors come by and things like that. So I don't know, Mike, any final thoughts here after match number 2? We'll get ready for the kind of the big one of the day. At least here we're going to be taking on 18 Black, so another intra-club match. Those are always fun. We're going to bring you that one. I know if everything goes according to Hoyle here.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, we'll call out, Jim. Unfortunately, we learned late this week, maybe even yesterday, that the 18s level has in fact canceled their trip to Italy. So that, you know, that's something that all of these players look forward to. If you play for the Northern Lights Club as an 18, part of that season is a trip to Italy, and it's a wonderful 10-day trip. It's exhausting, but the opportunity for the girls to see many different areas within Italy, typically 3 or 4 different areas. Unfortunately, this year, due to the virus concerns, they have canceled that trip. I think they may be looking for another location, but very hard to do logistically. You know, all the flights are booked, and to try to transition to a different location at this late day it's really unfortunate, because I know a lot of those girls were looking forward to making that trip. So
yeah, that is unfortunate, and I think when something like this happens, it does kind of you realize how many plans are put in place, how many things are set up, different events, especially sporting events that are set up ahead of time and that are very difficult to change. I heard about, I believe it was a Division III game out east that is going to be played with no crowd, no fans at all. They're literally going to have the teams, the coaches, the officials, and I imagine that match will be live streamed, and that may make some of this sort of thing in the near future here, live streaming, that we're able to bring you here, and in other venues it's going to become really important in lieu of people actually attending some of these events. So it does upset the apple cart in a lot of ways, and it's going to be interesting to see kind of where this goes next.
yeah, I'm not well studied on this, but I understand that even LeBron James has made a comment about maybe not playing, which, you know, it's hard. This is a very polarizing topic. I won't share too many views on it, you know, but it ranges from, look, it's another illness, to it's a very serious situation. It's obviously very serious.
Hello.
Hi, yeah, we're off camera, but we are joined by Northern Lights 17 Red player, Audrey Spolidoro, number 38. Audrey, how'd you feel about that match?
I thought it was good. We picked up our energy in the second set, which helped a lot.
Yeah, you know, the first match definitely caught you guys off guard, I think. I think the Shock Club, being from Canada, caught you guys off guard, shocked you, if you will.
Yeah, I feel like we could have won, but I don't know. We have all our players back now, so we're kind of just like adjusting to that new lineup. But
so we see Kinsey in street clothes. Is there a reason to be concerned there?
Something's wrong with her knee, but she said she'd be back for Denver.
Okay, well, we could get Dr. Jim to take a look at the knee, maybe. He's been known to put battery and electronics together.
I'm going to stick to electronics there and not deal with any kind of living tissue. I don't think anybody wants that.
Do you have the backstory of that Shock Club?
What?
The backstory of that Shock Club? Do you know who they are, where they're from?
Canada.
They're from Winnipeg, yeah.
That's fun.
They won as 16s. They won the Division I in Canada last year.
Oh, yeah, and then they got they were third in Open for Omaha.
Oh, okay, so they were in Omaha. Okay.
Yeah.
And
very good.
It looks like, according to their website, they have a photo. You can go and find Shock Volleyball Club. they have a photo of last year's. Of course, that's this team. They're 2019-16 and under Division I national champions. And then when you go and look at their teams, they say that they're only going to have the one team this year, the 17 team, which we just saw here. So they are definitely concentrating on that. There is some interesting backstories to them. Not a lot of information when you come from outside the country, even though it is just our neighbors to the north. But yeah, that wasn't what I was expecting. I think it maybe caught us all off guard a little bit.
So big match coming up, Audrey. What's the secret to taking down 18 Black?
I think we're going to have to play with high intensity, high energy, and hopefully we'll get a few runs that just shut them down.
All right, very good. Well, appreciate your time.
Yep, good luck in the final match of the day here at the Northern Lights Challenge. We've been joined by Audrey Spolidoro. Appreciate your comments, and yep, keep up the good play.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Well, anything else, Mike?
I think we can shut her down here and prepare for
Set to be on.